we need to work the monument because quite a bit of work on it, like in between episodes, but it's gonna take absolutely ages done fully. So if I just swim over here, because I've done sort of like a bit, but obviously for such a big project it takes a lot of time to do. So yeah, you can sort of see a bit down glass going all the way around, like the sort of perimeter of the monument, and there's a wandering trader on top. It's interesting. But I've also started to cover this top sort of area with dirt. Have you got anything decent? No. So yeah, I just come over here and then sort of just spam away a whole bunch of dirt. So yeah, I just go here and then swim back doing this, because I have to get the whole top covered fully at some point, and then I've also got to like mine out the whole of the monument sort of outside, because I've hollowed out the inside and that, but I sort of haven't like, you know, cleared out the rest of the monument. So yeah, if I just come down here, it's completely empty, and I'd gone into peaceful to clear it out just because it makes the whole thing so much easier. Because if I just go into like normal again now, then you'll be able to see sort of how many like guardians there are in this place. So here they are, they're starting to spawn. Probably be hollowed outside. Yeah, but that's actually not as many as I'd have thought. But basically there's absolutely loads of them, like everywhere, and that, and yeah, they just sort of end up swimming out everywhere. But another thing I need is an absolutely astonishing amount of fence gates. But I think it's something like over 50 stacks, which is a lot of wood, seeing as one sort of log converts over to one like fence gate. So I'm gonna end up needing something crazy, like, you know, a whole another 50 stacks of wood, I'd have thought. That's just like fence, and that's just going to get turned into fence gates. So it is sort of quite crazy how much materials and stuff you end up needing, because I've got a whole bunch of glass smelting like now. So yeah, that's because I'll probably want to end up making most of like the build see-through, so you can look in and sort of see what's going on, like, and watch all of the guardians end up getting funneled of sorts, because they end up going through the fence gates and then the water streams on top push them into a small area, so you can kill them all quite easily. So I think I may end up having to sort of make an area designated for farming wood. So if I had sort of like a layer of like dirt or something, or not dirt, probably stone, as I'm not really using it for anything right now, but if I have a layer of that sort of 7 or 8 blocks up, and then I plant saplings underneath, they can't grow up into the like sort of big oak trees that sort of billow out everywhere and are absolute pain to take down. So I'll probably end up doing that at some point, just to tear through a whole bunch of wood and get a decent amount quite quickly. But having a good axe is definitely helping me out here, because it speeds me up quite a lot, really, and just makes the whole process a lot more sort of like bearable and such when you need to get such a ginormous amount of like wood, because yeah, it is a lot of wood and stuff that you end up needing for this project, but it's probably worth it on the end once it's all sort of working well and such. But while I'm here, I'm also going to kill these cows, because like leather is essential in making books, which is a very sort of essential thing for the villager trading hall. And if I use looting, which is on my sword, I should end up getting a whole bunch more. Oh, now it's turning night. I'm gonna get a whole bunch of sort of monsters spawning in. So I think that I'm gonna head back to the sort of basey area now, just because otherwise it's going to be a total nightmare fighting mobs and such when you can't actually see them very well. So yeah, this is the way back. So if I just make my way through here, check out the saplings because I don't really want them, and then I think I'll probably do some villager trading, seeing as it'll end up like making me emeralds, and then I can hopefully improve this trident, because right now it only has mending and loyalty on, and if I can manage to get sort of impaling on it, then that would be quite nice, especially for the ocean sort of monument. And that goes crush my crops. Lovely. Right, I think I'm going to need to move all of these guys into a ditch, because they are starting to get in the way quite a lot. But if I check on this furnace, it's nearly all the way through, so that is quite nice. Right, so if I chuck this away and grab a lead, I think yeah, in this chest. So now I should be able to move all the iron golems into a single area, alright, at the very least. So if I just expand this a bit, just do that. Right, let's collect these guys and bring them over to their new hole. Right, you come in here. So there should be plenty of space for all of these guys, especially seeing as I've now expanded it by a whole bunch, and that should stop them all trampling my crops and such, which is quite annoying. Right, so yeah, I just want to end up getting all of these guys just crammed in so they can't break my crops and just get in the way, really. But there's going to end up being an absolutely astronomical amount of them spawning once I finish the whole villager building, because I'm going to end up having each layer is going to be a new profession. So when I've ended up getting all 15 layers or something, I'll end up having a few hundred villagers, which will spawn a lot of iron golems. So if I could end up sort of turning it into a farm, like for iron, that would be quite nice. But also I could just go around with a sword or like a good bow and just chop them all down and such. Actually, Poppy I can chuck in here, because they're actually surprisingly good for getting things. Right, hang on. There's 12 of them, so I want to split these into 3. If I just do this, it'll be a whole bunch quicker. Oh. Alright. You go in there, pick up you. Actually, I will be holding this, should be holding the trident, because I think this gives you a little bit of XP. So if I just chuck all of these in here, because the lava bucket smelts, I think it's 100 items, then I'll end up getting a whole bunch of sort of extra stuff smelted while I'm at it. And then yeah, so all of this should smelt up, and I think some of it is actually repairing the trident, but that should make it a whole bunch quicker. So I think a sheep must have managed to spawn in here. That is quite impressive, to be honest. And of course another iron golem spawned the second that I've sorted them all. So if I just chuck this wool away, and I think I'm going to end up needing to get in a whole nother chest, because that is sort of overflowing a bit. So I'll probably chuck another chest in there at some point. but if I grab the lead, I can sort the golem, and then if I just do this, I've got some pumpkins and I can make melons. But also grab this iron axe, because the melons actually, like, you can silk touch them obviously, because they're, oh, I didn't need the lead in the end, but you can silk touch melons, seeing as they like drop and give you stuff. But alright, if I just regrow that and then pick up all these pumpkins, and grab out the axe for the melons, because otherwise I just end up silk touching them, which is no good for ending up trading. But alright, so just one melon seeds, and then chuck that in there. So then the potatoes I'll end up giving to the guys up on the sort of second floor, because I want them to be breeding more. And I also need to make a stairway on the inside, or some way of getting up, because like right, and then somehow climb your way up that. Alright, if I just do this, then come back along, planting these, then what can I get rid of? Don't really need a piece of cooked mutton. I'll chuck that, and then yeah, everything else I'd want to keep, sort of. So anyway, if I just head back now, then yeah, there we go. So yeah, I can just spam these away. Alright, okay, so carrots 2 can go, then I'll trade. Pumpkins I want 2. Melons, they can go. Okay. Alright. So I think I might end up turning the entirety of the like second floor into farmers. I'm not too sure yet so far, but I think that if I do that, then I'll have a surefire way of making fast profits. And so yeah, I pretty much just do this, then swim up, and I've started on the roof, but it's not really finished, mainly because I'm using the sand to turn into the glass for the monument. But so far, right, so yeah, if I come in here, I wonder how many impaling books I can get. Ah, that's a problem. Right, I think I'll buy channeling then, seeing as I only have 1 book. So it's somewhere down here. Your loyalty got you. Channeling. Lovely. So that will go on the trident, and it appears I need to make up a whole bunch more books. So Alright, what can go here? I don't need the axe anymore, or the lead. A whole bunch more glass. That's always nice. Right, so yeah, if I go and turn, well, not turn, put all of this in the, like, into the monument, then, right, let's just open you, grab these two. Okay, so I wonder how many levels it takes to put channeling on the trident, because I have 13, which is quite a bit, and while I'm here I may as well grab some sugarcane, so I'm only going to want 12, as that's just the amount that I need. But yeah, so if I just come over here, I can make these into books, and then I can chuck channeling on my trident. So then, just left to go, I'll have unbreaking, and then impaling. So, how much does this cost? Yeah, 7. So I can put that on straight away. And while I'm here, I may as well end up making these books. Here we are. So yeah, I get extra drops for killing XP to repair the trident. So I think I'll just sort of like punch them and then switch to the trident. But by the time I've got the guardian farm set up, then I'll be able to repair the trident sort of pretty much instantly, which is quite nice, as I want to sort of get that repaired quickly. Then a guardian farm would be like the best way to do it. So yeah, and because sweeping edge is not on like console, then it won't be that fast, but because the guardians are sort of always streaming in, like, it should be a sort of quick way anyway, because by the time that you've killed them there'll be some more and such. But yeah, I just end up coming over here and placing all this glass in to make sort of walls, and then I'll end up sort of, once I've done all the walls, then I can use glass for the edge. But these guys are gonna zap me a whole bunch, I reckon. Yeah, already been zapped twice, but it doesn't do too much damage, which is okay. But yeah, there we are. And yeah, getting zapped is quite annoying actually, because it messes up my whole like block placing routine and such. But yeah, it's not that bad, I suppose. Like, if it ended up doing a whole bunch of damage, even with my really good armor, that would probably be worse, because like, although my armor's taking damage, it's not that much. But if it ends up taking a load, and this could also end up as a drowned farm actually, because I think there's ruins like behind the monument or something, because it ends up spawning like a whole bunch of drowned, but they might end up dying in like the lava and such. But with Respiration 3, the fact that you can out heal the drowning damage is really strong in my opinion, and quite broken, because I'm not using water breathing potions or anything, but I'm staying underwater like infinitely, and like because I'm taking damage so slowly, I can out heal the like drowning effect and that. But I've pretty much finished this one layer now, so with the amount of glass that I have, I'll end up being able to, which is quite nice. But now I just want to fill the rest of this in. Then I think I'll end it here, because I don't want episodes to end up dragging on too long. So yeah, but also these guys killing loads of squid is quite nice, as yeah, when I have impaling, that's going to make this a lot nicer, because I can just throw the spear at them and it will end up doing a whole bunch of damage. Right, let's kill this guy, seeing as he's not in the sort of vicinity of the monument, like a cage if you will. Now once all of these walls are placed in, these guys won't be able to like swim out to the side or anything, which is nice. And yeah, almost there. You can see that guy killing a squid. So just hanging around by an ocean monument, you also end up getting loads and loads of ink, which is nice. So yeah, but I just want to go along here and just fill in all of this, like with the glass, which I don't think is essential, but it's just sort of like a nice touch. And that, so oh yeah, there is ocean ruins here. So if I can end up getting another trident, that would be really nice, because then I can have a riptide one and just sort of fly. And when you have an elytra and it's raining, riptide is absolutely insane, because you go super fast. So yeah, I think I'm going to end the episode here. It's not as action packed as the last episode, but you know, you do what you can. And here we are. Can we get trident? Oh well, I'll end up getting another one eventually. But yeah, so I am going to end the episode here. I hope you guys enjoyed, and feel free to leave a like and subscribe.